Quest for the Golden Plunger. Written by Tricia West and Samuel West of London, Ontario, Canada. Greetings and thank you for joining us as we follow Percy on his quest for the Golden Plunger. Our play opens with a young boy named Peter, standing on a toilet wearing pajamas and has a towel draped around his shoulders like a cape. Scene 1. The bathroom in Peter's home. Peter stands tall on the toilet, holding up a toilet brush and waves it about as a sword.
Deep in the forest, where no one dares to go, live 3 monsters too terrible to describe.
Peter's mom speaks to him through the bathroom door.
Peter! Peter, are you done your bath yet? Make sure you wash your hair and don't forget to scrub behind your ears.
The first monster is known as the Horrible Hare, tangling his victims in a knotted mess and making sure they are unable to escape.
Peter, did you hear me? Have you brushed your teeth?
The second monster is named the Terrible Teeth. He will knock you out with his bad breath and chew on your toenails as a snack.
Peter!
Yes, Mom.
What are you doing
Jumps
in
off
there?
the toilet.
What are you doing in there? It's getting late. There's school tomorrow. Please finish up and don't forget to flush the toilet.
Yeah, I won't forget.
Peter goes to flush the toilet.
The last monster is the scariest of the 3, the paperless potty.
The toilet doesn't flush.
What?
He checks under the lid and tries again.
Oh no. No! Mom's gonna kill me. She said if I clog the toilet one more time, the plumbing bill is coming out of my allowance.
Peter!
Peter tries one more time to flush. Nothing. Peter looks around for something to fix the toilet.
King Moen is in terrible distress. His royal throne is broken, and the only thing that will fix it is the Golden Plunger. He sends word out that he will offer a reward to the individual who can successfully battle the monsters and bring back his Golden Plunger.
Peter, enough playing around. Time for bed.
Brave lords, knights, and wise plumbers travel from all over the land in hopes that they will succeed in the king's quest to find the Golden Plunger.
Scene 2. King Moen's throne. We are suddenly transported to the land of porcelain, where King Moen sits upon his royal throne. A crowd has gathered to hear the king's address.
Lords and ladies, servants and pheasants, I stand before you in great distress. My royal throne is broken, and I am in need of someone who is brave enough to battle the 3 monsters and bring back my Golden Plunger.
That's just a child's bedtime story. An old plumber's tale told to scare little boys who forget to put down the seat.
So who here is willing to bring me my Golden Plunger?
My Aunt Bertha is coming for a visit later today, and I still have to wash my hair.
I'm waiting for an important homing pigeon.
Hey, what about you, Percy?
Why me?
Who better than Percy Plummer, son of Paul Plummer and grandson of Peter Plummer?
Yeah, Sally's right. You can do it. Your grandpa was the best plumber in the whole kingdom.
What does that have to do with me?
You grew up listening to stories about the Golden Plunger every night. If anyone knows how to beat those monsters, it's you.
But I'm just a kid.
I bet Lord Lou could fight them.
Why not?
He is the most handsome.
Thank you, Pantene. I am pretty handsome.
And he has the largest muscles.
Well, that too.
And he is the smartest.
My mother always said I am the smartest knife in the drawer.
Not quite the brightest bulb in the socket.
I think Percy should do it.
Me?
Well then, it looks like I have 2 volunteers. Whoever successfully fights off the 3 monsters and retrieves the Golden Plunger will win my daughter, the beautiful Princess Porcelain's hand, in marriage.
Oh, how romantic.
But
Yuck!
Each of you will have a choice. A map to guide you to the last known location of the Golden Plunger, or the royal shovel to aid in the fight against the terrible monsters you might come across during the quest.
A map won't be any good when it comes to fighting off any monsters. I'll take the royal shovel.
King Moen gives Lord Lu a shovel.
I guess I'll take the map.
King Moen hands Percy a map.
May the best man win, and may the force be with you.
Hey, good luck, kid. You're gonna need it.
Percy, Sally, and Douglas look over the map. King Moen and his servant Johnny discuss.
This is gonna be such an easy win for Lord Lu. Why does the kid even bother? Have you seen the princess? She is one hot mama.
What did you say?
I said she's as beautiful as her mama. I mean, the queen, Lufa.
That's what I thought you said.
Lord Lu uses this moment alone to take a closer look at the royal throne. Pantene stands by him, swooning over his good looks.
I know that the king must secretly want me to win. I mean, after all, I am very charming. And the best man. There must be a clue somewhere that tells me where I can find the golden plunger. Here it is, in small print. Made in China. Maiden? That's it. That must mean the princess. China? Of course. In China. The plunger must be in China. We all know China must be just below us and wouldn't take long to dig. How simple is that?
Well, with your strength, it wouldn't take long at all.
Much easier to dig a hole than following a map through the forest, mountains, and smelly swamps.
And less chance of running into those horrible monsters.
My fair Pantene, follow me.
Oh, anything you wish, Lord Lu.
Lord Lu and Pantene head off to begin digging to China. We now join Percy and his group.
Gee, thanks a lot, guys.
Don't worry, we're in this with you.
Yeah, together we make a great team.
Is the sock puppet coming?
Mr. Clean is more than a sock puppet. He can make bathtub rings disappear.
Well, let's also hope he can make monsters disappear.
Oh, you betcha!
First, I need to stop at the grocery store and grab a few supplies. I have a feeling we're going to need all the help we can get if we're going to win this thing.
Oh, I hope I can meet the princess.
The gang head into the grocery store for supplies. Let's see how Lord Lu and Pantene are doing. Scene 3, a good enough spot as any. Lord Lu is followed closely by Pantene on his heels. He has brought with him a shovel, ruler, as well as a water canteen.
This way, my fair Pantene. I think I see a good place to start up ahead.
What makes you think this is a good spot, my lord?
Lord Lu points to a spot on the ground where a spotlight is present.
Well, it looks like a good enough spot as any.
Brilliant. So this is the way to China.
We'll be there in no time.
It looks like dirty work.
Nothing that I can't handle, my fair lady. Ooh. I will find the golden plunger and win the Princess Porcelain's hand in marriage.
But what about the boy? He had a map.
Don't worry about that. He is only a little boy and I am Lord Lu, the most charming.
The most handsome and has the largest muscles.
Lord Lu sips from his water canteen and lifts his shovel.
Oh, stand back and be prepared to be impressed.
Pantene swoons as he starts digging. Scene 4, the Oral-B Forest. Peter, Sally, and Douglas are carrying packs filled with supplies. Looking over the map, they decide which direction to take first. While they are intently studying the map, they start to get the feeling they're not alone.
This looks simple enough. All we need to do is follow these arrows until we reach that giant red X.
It shows we need to first make our way through the Oral B forest.
I wonder if that's where the first monster lives.
Percy looks up, noticing the toothbrush trees frozen in their places.
Looks like we're about to find out.
The three stare in wonder at the trees standing still around them. Slowly, they start making their way through the trees. As they make their way down the path, the trees slowly start to follow.
Do you guys get the feeling someone's watching us?
Don't be absurd.
Meanwhile, a very nervous sock puppet is watching a tree follow Douglas from behind. Another tree taps Percy on the shoulder.
What?
What?
Well, what is it?
What was what?
What is what?
Oh, that puppet! I mean, Mr. Clean better keep his smelly face to himself.
Mr. Clean didn't do anything.
Sally, Douglas, and the sock puppet jump, hiding behind Percy's back. Slowly, they peek over Percy's shoulder.
What are we going to do?
Nearby, they spot an ugly monster with a giant mouth filled with cavities and crooked teeth. He is holding captive someone who is trying to get the group's attention, calling for their help, but we can't hear his cries above the monster's howls.
According to this map, this is where we find the terrible teeth monster.
I think we found him.
Guys, like I said, what are we going to do?
I have an idea.
Percy pulls out a toothbrush from his backpack and approaches the monster slowly. This only makes the monster scream louder, and he tries to bite Percy.
Percy, hang on. We'll help you.
Douglas takes an apple from his backpack and throws it at the monster. The monster is distracted by the sight of food and turns to pick it up. Doing so, he lets go of his captive. Sally, armed with a tube of toothpaste, approaches the monster.
Have some toothpaste. Go now, Percy!
Percy moves in towards the terrible teeth monster and tries to fight him off with the toothbrush. The terrible teeth monster and Percy struggle for a moment until finally, the monster calms down and stops howling.
Thank you. Wow, I feel so much better.
So do I.
You sounded like you were in a lot of pain.
I was, but thanks to you guys, my toothache is gone.
I thought you were going to try to eat that guy.
Hi, I'm Billy. Boy, am I glad to see you guys.
Terrible Teeth looks over at the guy he had held captive. The guy hides behind Sally.
Are you okay?
I am now. Thank you for saving me. The monster was howling so loud, I thought no one would ever hear my cries for help.
I wasn't gonna hurt you.
Well, it looked like to me you were trying to eat him.
I wasn't. I was just trying to tell him what was wrong and apologize for scaring him, but he wouldn't listen.
I was a little busy trying not to become your lunch.
No, my mouth hurt so much I couldn't even speak.
Poor guy. It must have been a terrible toothache.
It was. It was a really terrible toothache. But thankfully, you guys helped me, so I'm all right now.
Why don't you keep this toothbrush and hopefully this misunderstanding won't happen again?
Really? Thanks.
We are trying to find our way to the Head and Shoulders Falls. Would you be able to show us the way?
Sure thing. First, we head north until you pass 2 spruce trees, and then turn right.
The group heads off with the Terrible Teeth giving them directions to the falls. Scene 5. Lord Lou continued. Lord Lou is still digging, and Pantene offers him some words of encouragement.
Is it much farther yet?
Not much further now.
He checks to see how far he's dug with the ruler, and then continues to dig.
Is it much farther now?
Not yet, my fair maiden.
How about now?
Not yet.
Lord Lou continues to dig. Scene 6, a matted mess. Percy, Sally, Douglas, and Billy enter a clearing and stop to listen.
I think I can hear Head and Shoulders Falls.
Which means we'll soon be reaching the second monster.
Oh no. I hope it's friendly.
Suddenly, Sally spots the second monster coming close, with wild hair covering her face, with a knotted mess that goes all the way down to her feet. Oh, she is pacing in circles while pulling at her hair and screaming in frustration while someone is tangled in the monster's hair, doing their best to stay on their feet, trying to keep up to the horrible hair monster.
Wow.
This map says that this should be the horrible hair monster.
You think?
Not again.
The boys are unsure what to do, but Sally has an idea.
Before you boys rush in and do something stupid, I have a plan.
Digging into her pack, she pulls out a few bottles of shampoo, a brush, and some colorful ribbons. They talk quietly for a moment in a huddle and then arrange themselves in a line, facing the monster. The boys, each armed with the shampoo, and Sally with the brush and ribbons.
Okay, on my count. 1, 2, 3.
They all rush in and crowd in on the monster. Oh, we see bubbles rising up from the center of the huddle, and the screams slowly stop. Everyone is still for a moment. Then the group slowly steps back from the monster. And we can see that the person is now free of the monster's tangles. The horrible hare's hair is now, well, tied back nicely with several pretty bows, and we can see her face.
Much better.
Wow. How long were you trapped for?
Way too long. I thought I'd never get free.
Sorry about that, but once it got caught in my hair, I couldn't get us entangled. The more you tried to escape, the worse it got.
How did you get trapped in the first place?
Well, I'm hairy, by the way.
Billy, and this is terrible teeth.
Not so terrible anymore.
Well, I was fishing by the falls, minding my own business, when this monster came out of nowhere and tackled me.
I didn't tackle you. That wind blew my hair in my face, and I couldn't see where I was going. That's why I tripped over you.
Right, just
Well,
happened to trip over you.
Like she said, the more I struggled, the worse I got tangled. I'm so glad you guys came along when you did.
Well, I'm glad everyone's okay.
If you don't mind, we need to be on our way.
We're on a quest.
I was wondering, could I keep these ribbons? They're so pretty.
Sure. If you can help us out with something in return.
Anything.
Have you heard of the Golden Plunger?
I've heard of it, but I've never seen it.
Well, we're trying to find a way to the Basin Cave, the place where the plunger was last seen. We wondered if you could help us find it. In exchange, you can keep the ribbons.
Deal.
Hey, do you mind if I tag along?
Can I come too?
Well, they let me come along, so I don't see why you can't.
Let's get moving.
2 monsters down, 1 to go. You know what I mean.
The entire group heads off in search of the Basin Cave. They are all talking amongst each other, excited that the quest is near the end. Scene 7. What's the latest news? King Moen rests upon his throne. Nearby is his royal servant Johnny.
Any news on Lord Lou or the boy?
Lord Lou seems to be doing some landscaping over in the East Pasture. Not sure what he's thinking, sir. Someone overheard him mention something about fortunes and cookies. Oh, I could go for a cookie.
What does he need a fortune for? He will have my daughter's hand in marriage and all the riches he could desire.
Princess Porcelain will be very lucky to marry him. The fair maiden Dove will be heartbroken.
He must have a plan. What about the boy?
He was last seen just past the Head and Shoulders Falls. But what about the monsters? That's just an old plumber's tale. Though people have said, wait, you haven't seen one of these so-called monsters? No. Well, then they're just someone's imagination.
But I hope someone will be able to bring me the golden plunger. Otherwise my royal throne and everything in it will go down the drain.
Lord Lou will bring it. I'm sure of it. I'll go back out and see what the latest word is.
Johnny rushes off to find out the latest word as King Moen sits upon his royal throne, putting his head down in his hands. Scene 8. Persistent, isn't he? Meanwhile, Lord Lou, dirty and disheveled after digging all this time, Pantene is slumped nearby, fast asleep. Lord Lou takes a drink from his canteen and continues drinking.
Not much further now.
Scene 9. What's that stink? The rather large group now enters a strange area in the forest, cautiously looking around for the third monster. They spot it, an extremely large old toilet that is big, dirty, and mean-looking. Behind the paperless potty is the entrance to the cave.
There it is!
He doesn't look that scary.
Shh! Where's
Think
Harry?
he's sleeping.
The paperless potty starts to stir.
Not anymore.
You have no business here. You are trespassers.
We mean you no harm.
They really are quite nice. Look what they did to me.
I don't need any silly bows.
Do your teeth hurt? They helped me with that. Maybe that's why you're so grumpy.
Who are you calling grumpy?
Well, you are.
Ah!
But I'm sure you have good reason to be.
We just need to grab the golden plunger and then we'll leave you alone.
You? They sent you, a little boy.
Yes?
Hey, the old Bidet's tale was true.
This boy must be the one it speaks of.
It's all make-believe. There is no one strong enough to.
Percy can.
Yeah, he can. You just watch and see.
Well then, go ahead and try, if you dare. But first, you'll have to get by me.
The paperless potty opens his lid wide and gives out a loud roar.
Ah.
Percy turns back to Sally and Douglas to see if they have any ideas.
I don't know. Maybe he's right. I am too small.
No, you're not. You just need a plan.
But what?
I just might have an idea.
Douglas starts unpacking his backpack while the others discuss ideas. He pulls out sock after sock after sock.
I'm not feeling well. Must be my allergies acting up. I'll just wait over here till you guys figure this out.
Billy makes a dash for the rock and runs to hide behind it.
Has anybody seen Harry? Well, I better go take a look for him.
Terrible Teeth also makes a run for it and leaps behind the rock.
Great.
I'm gonna go play with my ribbons over there. Bye.
Super great. Now what?
Ta-da!
Douglas pulls out from behind his back several rolls of toilet paper.
Toilet paper?
You know, I believe I know what you're thinking.
She grabs one of the rolls from Douglas.
By George, I believe she's got it.
Got what?
Rex Harrison said it to Audrey Hepburn in the film by My Fair Lady.
Someone tell me what's going on.
So, may I ask, why are you carrying around toilet paper?
I like to be prepared.
But 8 rolls?
So what's your plan? Am I the only one who doesn't get it?
Get what?
Follow our lead.
Douglas and Sally start running around in opposite directions around the paperless potty, winding the toilet paper around the paperless potty. Percy catches on and follows their lead. Paperless potty screams and tries to put up a fight. The 3 are too quick for him to do anything. The group hiding behind the rock starts cheering as the paperless potty eventually stops struggling, now defeated.
Oh,
Take that, you smelly old thing!
you have defeated me, but you will not get the plunger.
Oh my!
Oh dear.
That was wonderful, Douglas.
That was brilliant.
Oh, actually it was Mr. Clean's idea.
So, he's not just another odd sock. I'm impressed.
Okay then.
Well, what are we waiting for? The entrance to the cave is right over there.
The golden plunger must be in there.
Oh, I hope we don't run into any more surprises.
They all start to head off when they hear a voice calling for help. From within the paperless potty, Sally stops suddenly.
What was that noise?
I knew things were too good to be true.
What?
What?
Well, what is it?
That. What was that?
What was what?
Oh, not again!
They all freeze as they hear the voice calling out for help again.
That. Did you hear that?
Where's it coming from?
I think it came from inside the toilet.
Ew.
Oh.
Someone better see what's going on in there.
Oh, not me. Nope.
No way.
I'll do it. With these allergies, I can't smell a thing.
Everyone prepares for the worst by covering their noses except for Billy. They watch Billy as he cautiously walks to the paperless potty and slowly raises the lid. Surprising everyone, out crawls Scotty. The paperless potty has been transformed.
Thank goodness.
Oh!
To breathe fresh air again. Oh, it's heaven.
Oh.
The things I've seen.
I think we better off not to ask any questions.
I couldn't agree more.
Oh, thank you so much.
Glad I could help.
Well, we best get going.
You're here for the golden plunger, right?
Right?
Follow me. I came across it just as that toilet found me. I never had the chance to figure out how to get it out before the monster. Then I was the monster. But then... No need to explain it any further.
What do you mean you had to figure out how to get it out?
Best if you see for yourself. Follow me.
Everyone follows Scotty, keeping their distance, off towards the basin cave. Scene 10. Lord Lou 0, Old to China 1. Lord Lou is passed out on the ground, holding his shovel like a teddy bear. Pantene is nowhere to be seen. Lord Lou whimpers in his sleep.
Said made in China. Made in China? I don't understand.
Scene 11. Yes, you guessed it. the Golden Plunger. The crowd enters and spot an object sticking out of a stone. As they get closer, they see that it is the Golden Plunger.
There it is.
I don't believe it. A golden plunger.
We hear angels sing with music playing as a beam of light beams down on the Golden Plunger. Everyone freezes and looks up in search of the source. As suddenly as the singing music and light started, it stops. Everyone looks around to see who else might have seen it, but then they shrug it off as their imagination.
Is it?
In the rock?
That's what I meant by figuring it out.
You mean it's stuck?
How'd it get stuck in the rock in the first place?
Well, I'm sure Mr. Clean will have no problem pulling the plunger out of the rock.
Douglas and Mr. Clean makes an attempt to pull the plunger from the rock. No luck.
Maybe I can lift the whole rock with the plunger. We can take it back to the kingdom and find someone to break the stone.
He struggles trying to lift the rock. It doesn't budge. He tries pulling the plunger, but it still doesn't move.
Did your grandpa say anything about this when he shared his stories about the Golden Plunger?
My grandpa only said that it would take someone who was really brave and someone who believed in himself to be able to pull the plunger out.
Well, this is your quest, Percy. Give it a try.
I don't know.
Just remember, we loosened it for you.
Go on, Percy. You can do it.
Okay, you're right. I can do this. Here it goes.
Percy steps forward and carefully places both hands on the plunger. Everyone watching is holding their breath, waiting for this moment. Percy starts to pull. Nothing. He grabs closer to the base and tries again. Nothing. Looks around and sees everyone watching. Well, he makes one more attempt, giving it all he's got. Nothing. He steps back in defeat.
It didn't even budge.
I'm really sorry, man. I thought for sure.
I'm sorry, Percy. I think you're really brave, no matter what the story says.
The three friends embrace. Scotty sobs loudly and moves in to embrace the brothers. But they each manage to quickly scoot to the side, just out of his reach.
I can't believe it.
He walks towards the stone,
Look at it. It doesn't look that difficult.
runs his hand along the handle.
I mean, that is, of course, until someone tries to pull.
Billy pulls and the plunger slides out of the rock with ease. Everyone freezes with shock as they stand there looking at Billy, who is now holding the plunger high above his head.
Whoa.
Suddenly, everyone starts talking at once as they crowd around Billy.
I don't believe it. Who'd guessed?
Way to go, man.
Did it!
Woohoo!
We have to hurry. Back to the kingdom.
The king and his princess are waiting.
Billy has won the princess's hand in marriage. Isn't that romantic?
That it is, my lady.
The sock puppet kisses Sally on the cheek before Douglas rushes ahead to catch up with the crowd.
Shall we?
He steps up beside Sally and offers his arm.
Thank you, Sally.
Sally smiles as she links arms with Percy. Together, they join in as everyone except Scotty, who stands alone sadly.
Princess Porcelain. Oh, King Merlin's daughter. Whoever is able to bring the king the golden plunger gets his daughter's hand in marriage. Lucky guy. I have defeated monsters. I helped them find it, and all I got was some toilet paper.
Ann Keene rushes in.
Is that the toilet paper?
Yes. Yes, it is.
And is that the same stuff that fought off that terrible toilet monster? I heard about it in town.
Actually, I'm just doing what is needed to make sure the young ladies like you are safe. It's the least I can do.
Taking his arm.
So brave. And handsome.
They begin to leave, and then
Do you smell something?
That must be the paperless party nearby. Quick, let's go.
Scene 12. Happily ever after. Lord Lou and the horrible hair monster, with many bows, sit chatting together.
I was certain I had the right clue.
Maybe you did, and maybe there's more than one golden plunger out there. A second one.
You think?
Well, it is possible. I mean, seriously. What are the chances of finding a clue like made in China?
Whoa. You're pretty smart.
Well, my mom always said I was the smartest knife in the drawer.
Mine too.
They both stand and slowly walk off together while gazing into each other's eyes, almost making it romantic. But they both walk straight into a tree. They both regain their composure and finally leave. Scene 13. But before we finish, we are transported back again to Peter, beside the toilet. The towel he used as a cape is wrapped around the base of the toilet, and in his hands he is holding the golden plunger. He is looking quite happy and has a giant grin on his face. His mom approaches the door and calls out to him.
Peter, time for bed.
Coming, Mom.
You've been camped in there all night.
Just finishing up.
Hurry, and I'll read you a story.
Does it have monsters?
It might.
And a hero?
Quite possibly.
And a sock puppet?
No sock puppet.
Great.
Now, before you come out, don't forget to flush the toilet.
Flush the toilet and turn off the lights. I know, Mom. I've got it.
The end.
Thank you so much, everyone, from Maybles Productions in London, Ontario, Canada. I'm Heather May. Thank you so much for tuning in to our reading of The Quest for the Golden Plunger. Special thanks to Tricia West and her son Samuel for giving us permission to present her script on this virtual platform. Thanks to Ryan Thornhill of Thornhill Theatre Space for organizing this worldwide virtual Fringe tour and also inviting us to participate. Lastly, thank you to Daniel Turris of Pop Fiction, who has partnered with us a number of times as Maybles Productions, and he's taken our recording to the next level by adding some music and some sound effects. So be sure to check out his website. We thoroughly enjoyed the challenge of performing on a virtual stage for you all. We wish everyone light, love, and laughter, and we hope that we all get through the challenges of COVID-19 soon. Stay home, stay safe. We're in this together. Ciao for now.
Our social media sponsor for this production is London Theatregram. London Theatregram was made for anyone and everyone who wants to know what's going on in the West End. And whether you're a theater goer or you've been dragged to the theater by your friend, their site will give you a lowdown on what's worth a see. You can follow London Theatregram on Instagram and check out their website for reviews of plays, musicals, and theatrical experiences.